Italy. We had a fantastic race. Once again, I'm with my panelists, Rukundo,
Michael,
and Michael. We want to first confirm our predictions. Michael, your prediction?
I'm going for Charles.
You are going for Charles?
Yeah.
Charles was going to do well if the safety car had actually stopped way ahead of 2 laps. Your prediction is not very far from what actually came out, only that Charles didn't take it.
The race directors just messed it up.
No. My prediction was either Charles or Max. And Max has taken it.
Yes.
So how do you find the race?
Wow, it was very interesting. Very interesting. The pit stop strategies and everything, the mediums, the softs, the hard, who went longest and who went shortest. Very interesting.
Michael, how do you find the race?
I'm disappointed.
You're disappointed?
Yeah, we never won.
As a Ferrari fan
as
or
a
as a Formula One fan?
Now, as a Ferrari fan, I think we had a chance to win this.
Yes.
Before the safety car.
Yes.
When the safety car was called in.
Yes.
I think they took long the safety car to pick on Verstappen.
That's true.
We would have had the time and would have ended on the red flag, not on the yellow flag. Because had we ended on the yellow flag, we would battle with Verstappen. We had all the chance to do that.
And also, the car that was supposed to pick up Ricardo also delayed to pick him up.
Pick him too, even on the sense. We were taking on George.
That's true.
Before the safety car, we had only, I think, 8 or 7.
Yes, that's very true. So it was not a lucky race for you guys, but we've had a fantastic race. About the people who were coming from behind, that was Sainz and Hamilton. I think they've fairly done well.
They had a good race.
They've fairly done well.
Yes.
Both of them, apart
Sainz had the
Sainz
best.
has the best
Yeah,
outcome
the
of all
best.
of it.
The best.
Only that he pushed out of the whole cling or train faster than Hamilton.
Yes.
But later Hamilton also caught up with the race.
Yes.
And he did one pit stop, which we had predicted.
Yes.
And because of the safety car, Sainz did 2 pit stops.
Yes.
If it was not a safety car, you would have only done one.
One also.
What's your prediction if we had not had a safety car?
I was going for Charles, Verstappen, and Sainz.
You think Charles would have overcome Max?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Unless Max was going to beat.
No, Max had his tires were one of.
He had medium tires.
Around 8 laps older than Charles.
Older than Charles' tires.
So anything would happen.
But the gap between Max and Charles was 17, 18 seconds.
But the last 5 laps, he would lose grip and he would slow down. It's obvious. So time would come when they would call him, please maintain and don't get off. Because if Charles was going to push that guy, he would either lose grip and get off. They would say, please maintain there, you can't come in. Because there was no way they were going to call Max again. He was leaving him there.
So you think Charles was going to take over?
I was sure. Charles would take it. Max would come second and Sainz would come third.
As a Ferrari fan, I would believe you. Without the safety car coming in, what do you think would have been a turnout?
Let me give it to Max because as Leclerc was cutting down the time, he would find traffic.
Yes.
Then he has to get past the traffic, so you find that the time he has lost is now slightly picking up again, and like that. I think it would have gone down to like the very last lap, but as we all know Max and who he is, he would have refused. He would have refused. Like, no. And Max, we all know how aggressive he is.
Personally, I think the changes would have been with the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and 6th. If we had not seen a red car coming, a safety car coming in. What do I mean? Because the gap between Charles and Max was 17 seconds.
Yes.
I wasn't seeing Max closing that gap in 4 laps. Because safety car came in the 49th lap.
Yes.
He was not closing that gap. In 4 laps, I don't think that was going to be possible. But him coming second and George coming third, I think George has consistently been on podium. This is his 8th podium.
Yes.
In Mercedes.
Yes.
In this season.
Yes.
And this is our 16th lap, 16th race.
Should be.
So he's equally done almost.
He has done well.
Yeah, he's done very well, I think, for anyone starting with a new team.
Yeah.
Yes, I would think so. So how do you look forward to for the next race?
I think the championship is over.
You think so?
It's done and dusted.
It's over.
It's done
there
and
is no
dusted.
way.
There is no way. Unless if Max Verstappen is only going to get DNFs.
Yeah. There's no
For the
Only
remaining
DNF.
races. You think so?
It's done and dusted now.
I still see. Okay, the gap between Max and the second runner-up, who is Charles, is huge.
very huge. It's 100 plus.
It's huge. And the remaining races, unless we get maybe like 2 or 3 DNFs, maybe something can pull off. But to
has
my
not happened.
satisfaction as an F1 fan, I didn't feel the vibe of finishing a race like today. Even those guys who are celebrating wins,
Yeah.
the passion was not really there because you ended up a safety car. It's like you ended up a safety car, so the help was help. Like they helped you get a win.
By the way, had the safety car gone out and lived there 2 laps,
Would have
remember
a
all
top,
the 3 teams were in the 6 top
Yeah, in the
process.
top 6.
That was big drama.
very.
Because now this is going to bring up a lot of media attention. Last week it was Hannah Schmitz. Now it's going to be the race directors. Because people are going to come out and note and say, how come? All we needed is one more lap. Just one.
Just to enjoy the race.
They are all expecting the safety car to get off.
Yes.
They expect the red flag and guy is flying.
We've been cheated. Okay, the next race is
Singapore.
Supposed to be Singapore.
That's the one.
What happened to Russia? Russia was supposed to be next. Who replaced Russia?
No, Russia was not replaced. When they cancelled it, they tried to get all other Grand Prix, but due to their calendar and logistics, they couldn't get one to fix there.
So we're doing 22 laps, 22 races this season.
Yes, 22 races this season.
Yeah, okay, I think Singapore next.
Yes,
Singapore is next.
yes.
So you're saying we're finishing. Then how about Abu Dhabi? Abu Dhabi will be on the last race.
It will be there, but by that time the championship will have been decided.
Abu Dhabi is
It's the last. Abu Dhabi is the last. Yes, Marina.
after Brazil.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for participating. Team
okay.
Ferrari.
Good luck next time.
Good luck
Team
next time.
Ferrari, we wish you the best of luck. Probably you can catch up a win or 2.
Yeah,
The
we can
remaining
get
laps.
1 or 2.
I am still very, very confident. Hamilton is going to have a win. Before we finish the remaining races, we have about about 6
With the
Six races left.
I think Hamilton has a win
Hopefully.
as a Formula 1 fan.
Yes.
Do you see the same thing happening?
Wow.
I think Hamilton has a
Well-
win before we finish.
Okay. You know, whenever Hamilton wears his rainbow helmet, he has gotten a podium. That was there until Zandvoort, where he lost it. And even today he wore his rainbow helmet. No podium. I don't see that will come.
No, but today he started from 19.
Because,
He's finishing 5th.
yes,
That's incredible performance.
well, that W13 has showed pace in mainly 2 races, Spain and Zandvoort.
That's it.
Yes,
So you're not seeing any win for Hamilton.
I don't see it because even in the press conference, he said, last week that car was on fire. It was good. I could feel it. Now I'm here. I just don't know. You know, he just didn't understand it yet. I don't see that win unless, but I don't see it there.
I am predicting next season.
You're predicting his win for next season
No, these guys, they may go for George as their number 1.
as the number 1. There's a post interview I listened to, and George was saying with Mercedes there is no number 1 and number 2.
That's for the media.
As a youngster, I think he was playing it hard. But there's definitely a number 1 for Mercedes and a number 2 for Mercedes. But right now, I think George is outperforming Hamilton on a few races.
I wouldn't say
Today, he's
outperform. I would say it's just a bad season.
for Hamilton.
I think it was 2017 for Vettel, where he really had everything, the car.
2018.
But, yes, but things just didn't go his way. He really fought, he put up a show, but things just didn't go his
I
way.
remember.
But I think apart from being a bad season, their car had issues. At
the beginning of the
start
race.
the season, it had issues. It's not as competitive
as it
and
was with the previous
yeah,
7 seasons.
Yeah, if they can improve
If they can iron out their
Hamilton,
car
I know, with a
and
good
bring
car,
a better car next season,
yes,
we could have our 8th title.
Yeah.
Because at least one thing that we can be sure of is that by this time, as Mercedes, they have quit the W13. They should be now working on the W14.
Yes, that's true.
Yes, and like the first 5 races of the season, Lewis was taking on all the hardest setups of the W13.
Yes, that's true.
Since he's the most experienced driver. So by now, I think he's just, saying, you guys, let's work on next year's car.
And let this season just go.
Yeah.
That's very fun.
It's okay.
So for Formula One fans, thank you so much, guys, for being part of the panel.
It's alright.
I look forward to having you next race in Singapore. It will be 22nd, 23rd.
From the 30th to the 2nd of October.
Yes.
Yes.
So, we are calling up for Formula One fans more around Nigeria, Chira, Chanja. Please come to the hub. That's our home for watching Formula One every Sunday. Even when you come on Friday when we're doing practice, on Saturday when we're doing qualifiers, Hamilton is open for you. The gates are open for you. Make it your home, and thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Cheers.